morning, aviators. It's a beautiful start to the day here in sunny Oregon, and whether you're flying high or grounded with a cup of joe, we've got clear skies and good vibes ahead. That's right, and today's a special day because at the beginning of April 2024, we'll be celebrating the start of the first round-the-world flight, because a century ago, a few daring souls strapped into fabric and wood machines and rewrote the limits of possibility. Can you believe it? And today, well, the sky's still calling.
Every countries in the world have a history of DC-3s.
And almost every airline in the world used the DC-3.
It just revolutionized the industry.
In 1935, this airplane was the state of the art. It was faster and safer than anything else in the skies.
You know, it's just iconic.
It's often referred to as the plane that changed the world.
The United States was in the grip of a depression. It started in 1929.
The airplanes that were flying tended to be noisy. They were uncomfortable.
It was dangerous. It was expensive. People were losing their lives and losing their livelihoods and losing their fortunes.
And it was the crash of one transcontinental and Western Fokker
that really galvanized the industry into the need for something far better. Donald Douglas was the greatest geniuses of the 20th century.
He started Douglas Aircraft in Southern California, based in Santa Monica.
He was like a rock star. Everybody wanted to work for Doug.
He and his team came up with the first commercially viable and safe airliner design.
The DC-3 and its predecessor, the DC-2, brought together every major technology improvement of the era. And in fact, it can be argued that the DC-3 was the greatest move forward in commercial aviation the world has ever seen. The DC-3 shaved days off air travel around the globe.
We really owe Donald Douglas and Douglas Aircraft a debt of gratitude because aviation has become, so commonplace in our lives.
The spirit of Douglas.
She was built at Santa Monica as a C-53 and immediately was transferred to the CBI, China, Burma, India Theater. We really don't know where she went. We don't know what she did. There is one photograph of her in Burma taken in late 1942. So we know she was in Burma at some point. She was transferred to civil ownership.
To civilian air transport.
What became Air America.
Which was basically a subsidiary of the CIA. Where did it fly? Who did it fly? Did it fly Chiang Kai-shek out of China over to Formosa, now Taiwan? This
airplane spent 12 years in hostile environments, in theaters of war, well beyond the end of World War II. Finally, the airplane was repatriated to the United States and sold into private ownership. The configuration that we have her in today for corporate use was embodied at that time, 1952.
That's just the summary. As we're digging into the details, we're finding out more and more things all the time.
The aircraft's 82 years of age. It's got a story to tell, and that's the bit that I'm really keen to do.
This airplane, you have to listen to it. You have to learn to hear it. It's not an airplane where you can know everything you need to know just by looking at the gauges on the panel. It definitely has character and it has a personality. Well, she's a girl, for sure.
It's a bit like boats. We call them she's. They're female. Females have way more passion, in my view.
She is a little mysterious, with a far-off look in her eye, lots of memories.
I think she's rugged.
Once you get to know her, she enjoys company of others.
She's tough.
She doesn't put down roots. She's always on the move.
She's passionate.
An old friend that you're always happy to see.
I think she loves to travel.
If that means that it has a soul, yeah, it definitely does.
The Douglas logo, first around the world, relates to 1923. The US Army Air Corps, which was the forerunner of the US Air Force, came to Douglas and wanted to fly around the world with the Douglas World Cruiser. In 1924, the project was launched from Seattle. Seattle, through Asia, through Europe, across the Atlantic, back to Seattle. It took 6 months because of all sorts of little incidents on the way. And when they returned, 200,000 people turned out. They became the first aircraft to go around the world.
Breaking news. This just in, a historic decision has just been made. A bold new mission has just been announced by the team of the iconic DC-3 Spirit of Douglas. To honor the pioneers of the very first aerial circumnavigation of the globe completed 100 years ago, they've decided to take Spirit of Douglas on a new incredible journey, a full world tour. A new chapter in the rich history of the legendary DC-3 is about to be written. Stay with us, history is taking off once again.
The goal is to get the aircraft
around the world.
Traveling the world in a DC-3 is a little bit different than traveling the world in an airliner.
The challenges will be mostly logistical.
The biggest challenge is, believe it or not, probably our fuel. Aviation gasoline is really something that is no longer available in every country in the world.
Right now we're dealing with geopolitical issues too, because you've got 2 wars.
Which are going to affect our route of flight.
If we have a maintenance issue on the other side of the world, that's an issue. This is a big challenge, let alone a big adventure.
Yes, there's risk. You really have to be mentally prepared and physically prepared to do this and do it correctly. Paul and I talked about this. I said, is the airplane safe? And he said, well, it's safe enough.
We must remember that these airplanes were designed to do this. We're traveling at a fraction of the speed. We're traveling at much lower altitudes.
It's a whole different experience looking at things from 10,000 feet than it is from looking at them from 30,000 feet.
And it's always a spectacular experience.
How long that journey may take, indeterminate at this stage.
It's new, it's exciting, it's a sense of adventure, and I think is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
The first thing to do is obviously to get it across the Atlantic.
In the short term, we're going to get the aircraft to Europe.
And that's the first part of our journey. The preparation for the trip was quite detailed. There was a great deal of concentration on flight planning, on alternatives should we run into a problem, on fuel planning.
A journey like this requires a lot of other preparation. A small issue at home base turns into a huge issue when you are in Nusasarek. So a lot of thought has gone into carrying what we call a flyaway kit.
Which means we have just about everything we need to get out of a situation, barring a full engine change. We can do most maintenance on the road.
We need to carry enough oil. The aircraft consumes oil at about 1 gallon an hour. So we need to flight plan between stops. When can we get oil? How far down route can we get oil?
For this trip, the survival equipment included rafts. We had 2 8-man rafts, survival suits, generally called the Gumby suits, as well as life preservers.
The aircraft didn't need a lot of physical preparation, but we actually had to do one more inspection prior to departure just to make sure that we had enough time to reach Europe, where we were intending to do the next round of inspections. The morning departure was a relatively early start.
The departure time we set for, as I recall, around 7 a.m.
We were trying to make a lot of progress in the first couple of days, get across the North American continent as quickly as we could. With so many details in preparation ahead of time, you end up at departure day running through those lists in your mind. Did I get everything? Have I thought of everything?
The night before, I didn't sleep as well as I would like, basically because I was just keyed up. I was ready to go.
If you've had the time to prepare properly, there's a sense of calm that starts to inhabit my mind, knowing that yeah, we've got this one under control. Preparations were done. There were plenty of people there to help us. Let's get this thing on the road.
Which way would you like to take off today?
I think the choice is ours.
We get the aircraft started.
Turning your side.
3, 6, 9. Pressures are all good. Everything good outside? 6, 9.
Electrical set for day. Acme gyros all agree, pressures and temps. We are ready for taxi.
Taxi down to the runway.
Engine instruments all looking good. Generators are both normal. Good load. Oil pressure's good. Oil pressure's good and the RPM's recovering. 23 power check's good. Engine instruments okay. All good. And good outside.
All our checks are good. We take the runway.
We're going to use 52 inches for takeoff here today. We're heavy. We're going to use probably 3/4 of the runway.
Odyssey Tower, Feathers 8336 Charlie, departing on runway 35.
A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Pour on the power. We're accelerating down the runway. Everything looks normal.
Power's coming up. They look good. Power set.
Speed call-outs are normal.
80 knots.
Rotation.
82.
Gear up.
Positive rate, gear up. Okay, meter power. And climb power, climb checks. Did your gear come up? Yes. You sure?
We're just climbing out of Aurora here with probably 45 or 50 hours of flying ahead of us, and we're 3 minutes into the trip and we've got a maintenance issue.